Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jonathan here. So we just got some major updates about the student loan forgiveness. The Biden administration is currently working on, and I just wanted to update you guys on kind of what's going on and kind of my thoughts behind it. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So back in late October, student loan forgiveness was temporarily blocked by the Court of Appeals in St. Louis. And they were responding to an injunction requests from 6 states: Nebraska, Missouri, Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, and South Carolina. Initially, the suit was dismissed, and the states couldn't convince the judge how it would directly harm their states. But the temporary block is still in place as the Court of Appeals tries to review the court case. So now on Thursday, a Trump appointed federal judge in Texas struck down the student loan forgiveness proposed by President Biden. And the judge sided with two borrowers in Texas that argued the administration violated federal administrative process. Pretty much what they're saying is that, generally speaking, when you spend money at the federal government level or you authorize any kind of funding, it has to run by Congress before it gets approved. So basically, the way they're saying that this should have gone down is that it should have been a bill that moved its way through Congress, been approved by both the House and the Senate, and then should have been moved on to the president for him to sign off on it, instead of it just becoming an executive order. So the two borrowers that did argue against this was Maya Brown and Alexander Taylor, and they stated that their debt was unfairly excluded from the plan. So Brown had about $17,000 of debt, which was all commercially held. It didn't qualify for the student loan forgiveness as that only was for public student loans. And then Taylor had $35,000 of debt, and he argued that it was unfair to that he didn't get the extra $1,000 for the Pell Grant. He didn't get the extra $10,000 because he didn't get the Pell Grant while he was in school. So, in response to this new ruling from the federal judge in Texas, the Department of Education has stopped accepting applications for debt relief as a result of the ruling. They did send out an email to, I think there's like a list they have that they send out updates about the student loan forgiveness to. I did sign up for that list because I am interested in following up and keeping up with this. And I also have like $30,000 of student loan debt myself, so I'm very interested. Um, he did send the department, gosh, what do they call them? The Secretary of Education. He sent out a letter saying that the administration believes that the plan that they put in place is lawful, and he also said that 16 million applications have been approved and will be discharged once the plan is approved by the courts. Now, the key word in here, and I really thought that this was interesting, is that they said if approved by the courts. So they're trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, it's still gonna happen, but if the courts decide, heck, this is not like okay, then it's not gonna happen, or it's gonna have to pass through Congress, which right now, currently, at least the Congress we're in now, it's democratically controlled by the House, in the um but in the Senate, it's a 50-50 tie. But for most bills to pass the Senate, you usually you have to get 60 yay votes. That means that 10 Republicans will have to be on board with this, which, given the fact that the pretty much the whole Republican Party is against it, and some Democrats are against it as well, there's a very low chance we'll see this happen if it has to go through Congress. So that's just something to keep in mind there. They did also state that the Justice Department does plan on appealing the decision. So this isn't over just yet, but it may become a court fight and may take some time as well. So apparently, with the CARES Act, there was a clause in there that if you made a student loan payment during the lockdowns, like during COVID, you can actually get a refund for the payments that you made. So I think I read this on like some news station or some newspaper, And apparently, the way it works is that you call up your loan, um, was it loan handler, loan processor, and you pretty much just ask them for a refund for all the payments you made during COVID, and they'll actually send you a refund check. And so that way, if you did pay off your loans and you did want to take advantage of the student loan forgiveness, you could possibly do it that way. Another way, but what a lot of people are saying now is that if this doesn't go true, that what you should do is you should keep that check, and so you could just like send them the money back just in case. It is something good to know. It's something that I actually really haven't heard about a lot on YouTube, so I did want to mention that. So overall, my thoughts are that if you think you qualify, or if you do qualify, I really think everyone should. I think everyone who qualifies or thinks they qualify should apply for this if the portal does open back up, because I always hear this argument like, oh, student loan forgiveness is immoral because there's people who paid off their loans, there's people who did this, there's like a million different reasons why. And even though yes, I do agree with that, I also do think that if you live in the US and you pay tax in the US and the US government gives you a benefit that you qualify for, that you like outrightly qualify for, then yes, you should take advantage of it. Like, I don't understand this, like, like tax money isn't charity. Like, you pay taxes so you can get a service from your government. So if you get a chance to get your loans forgiven, then yes, in my opinion, you should take advantage of that. You don't have to listen to those boomers like, oh well, I paid for all my college. I didn't take out no debt. I paid off all my debt. Duh, 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 duh." It's like, dude, like when you went to college, you could literally fund college with like a month's work as a summer job. Like nowadays, like you have to have like a good job to cash flow college while you're in college full time as a student. So like it's like almost impossible to like cash flow college unless if you have like a family or someone who has a lot of money who's going to help you. Another thing that came to my mind is that there is a strong possibility that the courts might be right on this and that this whole plan might fall true. And unfortunately, back when Biden came out and did talk about this, I remember I posted something on Instagram and I said, um, I really think that this is this political ploy and that it probably won't go true. It's a little convenient that the judge came out with this ruling like 2 days after the election. It's like, dude, really? Like, you're gonna tell me this wasn't fixed? I don't really know how this is gonna go. I would just say, worst comes to worst, this has kind of been my position on student loans. Just expect to pay it. Like, like don't think that some heavenly figure from the government is going to come and help you. Like, just assume that at the end of the day you're going to be the one who's going to be on the hook to pay for this. um not financial advice or anything, but I'm just saying, like, prepare for it. So if worst comes to worst, you just continue on and you move your life. But that's basically all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.